Alright, so this is the Barloc for a Savage. You'll notice this is a Barloc recoil lug, but it doesn't have the nucleus tab on the top. So I've got the nut run all the way forward, and there's this much space, and it is head spaced right there. So I'm going to leave it right there. CBI happens to be up, and it's nifty enough that there's a faint line. I don't know if you guys can see it on the video, but there's a faint line on the top and the bottom. So the top of the recoil lug, and it's on the bottom of the Barloc, but the Barloc goes up top. So I'm going to clock that in the center of the scope mounting holes, and I'm going to tighten this down and just enough, and then I'm going to experience tells me that the Barloc is going to roll with the wrench. So this is like the fourth take to try to do it, and so I've got a generally good idea of how this is going to happen and go together. So if you're futzing around and you want to see the long version where it takes me several tries, then I could post that, but take my word for it. I have been working at this for a while, like so many things. Okay, so here's the Barloc wrench, and it just sits on there. So what's nice is, even if you have a scope, and here's my bang around cheap scope for a 22, if you pull it out of the action, you could still change the barrel without pulling your scope because of the way the wrench goes. So I've got the recoil lug clocked, and you'll notice I'm at about 11:30 or something, maybe 11 o'clock with the Barloc. So what happens is you loosen this screw, and as you tighten the thread, it compresses and it will spread this out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold the recoil lug, and I'm going to, I'll do it this way so you all can see it. I'm going to take this Barloc wrench, I'll go ahead and put some pressure on it, and you can see this, the Barloc rolling with the nut. So I've got it just about right there, so it's just about clocked, and I found that once I get it to that point, a lot of times I can hold on to the Barloc and the recoil lug and just snug the nut down once it's tight. So you snug it down to the point where you can, says where you can fit the wrench in between that gap. And that is because as the two cones spread in, it spread that apart. And so then the next step is to take this and tighten it down just to where it stops. So if you don't have a torque wrench, this is the way to do it. So you just turn it down till the point that it stops, and then you take the long end, and we'll find that, see if we can, okay, so it's tight right there. So you go 1 1/4 turns. So one turn will come around here, and then 1/4 turn will be just past parallel with the action. So again, I just turn it around. It takes some muscle, but then when you get over to here, you're really at the edges of it, and then you're done. So that is a head-spaced Savage pre-fit barrel with the Barloc on a Savage action.